Hey there, I'm WeepingHoney. It is... God, what time is it? 9:21 AM, on the same day as this vlog. I just finished filming and editing it, so I'm watching the final version now, which you'll be seeing right after I'm finished talking, and it's terrible. The first part I tried to address something that was on my mind, but because I was so tired, I haven't slept in 2 days, by the way. Because I was so tired, it all just came out jumbled and sounding terrible. Parts of this vlog are blurry. Every single bit of text that I put in the vlog isn't where I put it, it's moved. And for some reason I don't have the project file anymore, so I can't move the text around and fix it. And yeah, basically, this entire vlog, I'm really tired, and therefore, I don't know what I'm talking about. I start talking about something, forget what I was talking about, and the end of the sentence turns out completely different. So I am very sorry for anybody watching this vlog and expecting a good quality vlog, because it's really not here. If you want to skip this vlog, go ahead. If you don't want to skip this vlog, just try and skip the first 6 minutes, because that's really the most embarrassing part. Oh, 6 minutes after this. So, skip the first 8 minutes. That would be lovely. If you want to skip to 8 minutes and 21 seconds, that's where I start talking about the news, and it's a little better, but of course the text is off. Yeah. Sorry about that, but that's what happens when I decide to do a vlog 5:30 in the morning after 2 days of no sleep. Oh well. I'll see you tomorrow. Hey there, I'm WeepingHoney. It is 5:29 AM on Friday, the 21st of September, 2012, and this is the WeepingHoney Daily Vlog. Last night I was told that I couldn't do something. Now, to me, I don't know how anybody else feels, but I think that's the worst insult anybody can give to anybody. For one human being to say to another human being, you cannot do this. It's worse than being called stupid. It's worse than saying, you have a huge nose, or tiny, tiny little ears. And it can completely crush someone. All of their confidence, all of their self-esteem, everything that they've built up about themselves that is positive, you can crush with just those few words. Words are so powerful. So being told that last night, that I couldn't do something, was frustrating. I don't have a lot, I don't get a lot. I do know that I have quite a lot in the standard of the world. I am part of the 1% of the world's population who gets the opportunities that I have and lives in the peaceful kind of world that I do. First world country. But I think wherever you are, whatever type of life you're living, the ability to make do with a small amount is always a very, very, very important skill to have. And I think it's a skill that I do have, and I've harnessed. I'm not the best. I can always get better. Anybody can get better at anything. But I'd never consider myself hopeless. Recently a housemate ran off, owing quite a bit of money, which damaged the entire house financial position. That issue has been dealt with, but it was hard. It wasn't easy. That situation I had to deal with. I'm 19, I'm the leaseholder and bill payer for this property, and I have been for the past year. When I moved out, I didn't know how to pay bills, I didn't know anything about taxes, I didn't know anything about renting. I learnt all of it from scratch, on the go, as I went. Learning how to recover deal with, go through losing that much money that quickly. I had to learn that overnight. To financially recover from that wasn't something I was prepared to do, but with quick thinking and a helping hand, the house account recovered. Being able to do something with very little resources is a fantastic skill. Making do with the little that you have is sometimes the only way to survive. It's a little sad that sometimes people think hard times is when they run out of cookies. I've had times where I've been living on bread. Times when the cupboards and the fridge are empty. There's no food. I've had times with no heating, no bed, no company. And people think it's difficult to live when the power goes out for 20 minutes. I've had times of prosperity. I've had times where there's plenty of food, plenty of money, more than enough for everyone. How many people get that all the time? How many people know that as their reality? What effect does it have on them? On their perspective? Perspective is everything. Some people just can't see. Some people really don't know what it's like. Some people haven't lived in those shoes. Some people live in bliss. Unfortunately, that leads some of those people living in bliss, living in plentiful, living in nice, clean houses that always have enough food. Sometimes those people are so far away from knowing what it's like to live with very little, they lose the ability to learn to live with nothing. They lose the ability to figure that out. And then if put in the same position, they crumple. It's unfortunate, but some people who live in that kind of bliss, who can look at somebody who's living with nothing, sometimes they can't even see that it wasn't that person's fault that they're in that position. Sometimes living in bliss, it's easy to look at people with nothing and say that it's their fault, or even think that it's their fault. But to say it's their fault is just plain stupid. Who would choose to live with nothing? Who would choose to live a hard life? All my life I've been training myself how to survive anything. I'm always striving to test myself, put myself through more, use my brain, my quick thinking, to survive, so I can find it easier to adapt to things, be robust. So whenever things do get tougher, I can live through it. I don't need help. I can do it. To persevere without acknowledgement and without appreciation. To keep going, never giving in and never giving up. I think that I'm moving out of the deep thinking part of my all-nighter. I think it's time to talk some news. I know it's been a while, but I found some old footage laying about on my phone and I've just uploaded 5-Minute Weep number 21. 5-Minute Weep number 21 features Katie and Stacy dancing around like idiots to all sorts of music, so be sure to check it out by clicking on this video right here. 5-Minute Weep number 21. While we're on the subject of content, I have got 4 more videos uploading right now, the first of which is called Waiting for ISO 6 to install, which is basically like a 5-minute weep, except it's longer than 5 minutes and it's me just talking, waiting, and being frustrated at the length of time that ISO 6 is taking to install on my iPhone 4S. After that I have tours of ISO 6 on both my iPhone 4S and my iPad 2. I'll try and explore most of the new features with ISO 6 and give my very first impressions of them. Well, seeing as that covers future and present content, I'll talk about some past content. Content that I've had upline for a while, but some of you may not know about. Do you recognize this? Or this? Well, they're pieces of art from my Redbubble account. For more info on them and my Redbubble account, click this. My Redbubble account features some artwork that I made when I was obsessed with Photoshop, and some pretty cool pictures I've taken with both my iPhone 4S and my mother's old camera. Something pretty neat that Redbubble has just added is the zip-up hoodie, which you can get with the Weeping Clan emblem right here. Ooh. Last but not least, I would like to give a shout out to my sister, Katie, otherwise known as Weeping Light. She does feature in this most recent 5-minute weep, but not only that, she features pretty prominently here. If that's too mushy for you, I'll lay it down straight. My sister is awesome. If you don't know her, get to know her, unless you're a douchebag. Katie, you're awesome. I love you. Don't ever change. Well, that's just about it for filming. I think I'll slap all this together and see how cool the first part will look in black and white. I'm WeepingHoney. I'll see you tomorrow.